Hello there, you guys. Welcome on in. Welcome back. How's everyone doing today?
Oi! Hello, everybody. We have a friend. Wait, am I pointing a
You are
friend?
pointing the right way. No, you got it. Wait,
okay, friend. Friend.
There
we
you
have
go.
a friend. This is
Hello,
Tidus.
everyone.
Welcome on
How's
in.
everybody doing?
We have our Clayton here. We have now a line in here. I'm sure we're gonna have some more people join us soon. But we're having our very first interview style podcast of the season, which is exciting.
Yes, and normally we stream at 4 p.m. so we are like 2 hours early. So it may be a little bit more quiet, but we're still gonna have a lot of fun.
That's my fault.
It's all
it's
good.
okay. It's all good. Hey, Rickard, how you doing?
I hope you're having a good day.
Welcome. But yeah, we do have a friend over here. For those who don't know you, Tidus, would you like to introduce yourself, maybe, to start things off?
Oh. Sorry, I screwed something.
Oh.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. It happens.
I'll just put this back. Okay. All right, I'm back.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
So, what was I didn't hear the last thing.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, would you like to start by introducing yourself?
Sure. For those who don't know me, I go by Tidushot online, Chris otherwise. I'm a variety streamer. Right now, I'm streaming a lot of Pokemon because of Pokemon Arceus. Regardless of what I'm streaming, every Monday is Pokemon because it's Pokemon Monday. And I have my own Pokemon card shop online. So if you're ever looking for cards, you can look up there. Use code Roszipou for a discount. And I'm a father to two beautiful little girls. And yeah,
Oh
that's
my
me in a
goodness, he
nutshell.
called this beautiful. And just before I forget, for those who wonder how to get Tidus Pokemon cards, here's a link in the chat if you'd
Thank
like
you,
to visit his website and use code Rosie5 at checkout. But yeah, how I guess that we can maybe explain a little bit what is our relationship with Tidus. So Tidus is part of Club Tortimer, which is the stream team that... Did you founded Club Tortimer, Crystal? No, you didn't.
I did with a couple other people, but
Okay.
I think I'm the only one who's still kind of here.
Okay. So Club Tortimer is the stream team that Crystal started. And we're both members of it. And I feel like everything kind of happened at the same time the way I met Tidus, because I was watching Crystal, and then at some point she raided High Descent, and back in the day it was known as Harold Gaming Group, and Tidus was lurking in their stream, and I come across Tidus because at some point for your own podcast, Tidus Talk, I believe it's called, you interview him. And
I did.
Since then, both me and Crystal have been on your podcast. So how does it feel to be the interviewee instead of the interviewer?
It's interesting. It's happened a time or two before this, but it's getting the flow of somebody else's podcast is definitely interesting. Answering the questions, doing more talking. The fun thing about having a podcast, as you guys would know, is that, or at least on my side, it's easier for me because I don't talk a lot in real life. So doing a podcast where I'm interviewing somebody lets them talk a lot more. So it's a little less pressure on me. We're here now. I have to actually talk.
Now you have to talk. Oh my goodness, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought that? Yeah, for those who just came in, this is gonna be more of an interview style, but we still gonna be having more of conversation later. Do we have other questions? Hold on, I don't have my Discord open. I am prepared, I swear.
I just want to say hi to MCP, Random, Affection. Who else is coming on in here?
Hello,
Hi
everyone.
everybody!
Brandon. Welcome on in. Serena, hello.
Hi!
I hope you guys are all having a good day. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. I know when I was on both Titus's and Glam's podcasts, I was nervous as heck. So like having people come in and just be really nice and supportive is really awesome. So
Absolutely.
Definitely. But yeah, I guess that we all know each other and we're all friends because of streaming. Would you like to tell us why did you start streaming?
Sure. I forget, it's almost 3.5 years ago at this point. It was actually a little bit longer. I dabbled a time or two in early, what is it, 2022 now? So 2018, I think. Or it was 2019. Either way, it was just a time or two. I do it on the PlayStation, not having any of the equipment. And then I started watching Twitch more instead of just trying to be on the other side. So I met some really nice people. Shout out to the early people I knew, Tridention, Smart TV Gaming, people like them. And then that's where I realized, like, okay, let me go ahead and do this and just see how it is. And again, still no equipment, stream straight from my PlayStation 4. Bought a microphone slowly, one piece of equipment by another, to where I am now. And it was just more or less to socialize. In real life, I don't socialize a lot. I don't have a lot of time between the girls. And even before then, I just didn't get out a lot. And this has been really nice to get to know a whole bunch of wonderful people like you guys.
You're wonderful too.
that's really cool. I think it's neat how a lot of streamers these days, the way they get into it is just, booting up their PlayStation or their Xbox, because they come with like streaming software built in now, and like I know back in the day that wasn't a thing. So it's just such a cool way to actually get into it and to jump in without having to need to buy equipment, I guess, right? So
Right.
Let me make sure. I want to actually go in order because I know we had some order to our questions. Make sure things flow, So obviously we talked about you streaming. How did the idea for your own podcast come about?
That just came about me wanting to get to know people better. I don't, as you guys both know, I'm a big lurker. Don't have a lot of time to actually interact and stream a lot. Usually because I'm at work when you guys are doing it, or I'm dealing with the girls when night people are doing it, or then I'm streaming at night, and so I don't get to hang out. So I don't get to talk and hang out as much as I like to. So I was like, well, if I do this interview style thing, I get to pull these people in that I know and get to know them even better. And I've really enjoyed it. I haven't done it in a couple months, but I really enjoy just getting to know all of you a bit better. And in some cases, people I don't know that much, a lot better. And then I've had complete strangers, where I've asked people, who do you want on? And then invite them on and get to know somebody brand new. So I just think that's really cool.
That's really cool. I think I would be too nervous to even have someone on who I don't really know. It's just like, oh god. That's neat though.
It's really, really fun.
It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Brandon says it'll take Nintendo 25 years to implement that being the recording into their systems, and it's yeah.
If ever. I don't know that they'll take the quote-unquote liability.
Yeah. Nintendo needs to get on their game with streaming.
Well, not just streaming, to a lot of stuff.
Especially with content creators.
Yes.
Yes, like it's so like if you just want to stream for like I think the only consoles where you can stream off easily right now is like the Wii U and the Switch. Right now, like
yeah,
if you would like to stream from like 3DS, all the older consoles, you need like so much equipment for it, and I just wish like they would be like more friendly towards it. Like I don't know, it would be so super cool. And now like with like recent news as of this recording, last night Nintendo announced that they will be shutting down the 3DS and the Wii U eShop for next March, so not the March coming in 2022 but in 2023.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, 07 to the eShop.
07.
And a bunch of virtual consoles games are gonna be taken down, and for me I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like,
they're prepping it for the Switch is what they're doing. Just make the money there.
Like,
we can only hope.
That's what I
Yeah,
hope for, but I don't
I'm
trust
really,
him.
really hoping for. Yeah, I really hope. Like, I don't care if I have to pay monthly to have Virtual Console. I just want those older games to be able, like, to play them more easily and like share memories more easily. Have you had the Nintendo Switch Online extension, Tidus?
I do not have the expansion pass yet, but I'm debating because of the Mario Kart courses.
Yeah.
So I was like, at that point, I might as well. And plus, I still want to play Banjo-Kazooie, Paper Mario when it comes out, and all those fun ones.
I'm really hoping they're gonna be adding more N64 titles because they have so many good titles, but like, I want to play Pokémon Stadium. Like, I've been telling people, I want someone to make a little bit like they did with Melee, like an online system for Stadium, so we can all play the mini games together. Like, I want to beat people up to the Radara mini game, to like the Clefairy Dance. Like, I have so much good memories with those things, so I'm just hoping that it comes to the expansion pass very, very soon.
Random says, I remember Sony made the same announcement about the PS3 and Vita stores. I remember that as well.
Yeah, and then they changed back on it because of the backlash.
That backlash. So I feel like I remember saying at the time, you could argue that like, oh, they were actually listening to people, or it was like a publicity thing to get more people to buy stuff on those systems. I almost want to say, I don't feel like Nintendo really is as in tune with its social media as like Sony, so I don't know if they're actually even listening. Just sad
but
to say,
I feel like they've been listening to feedback even more because I don't remember what was wrong with the newest Mario Golf, but I remember that they fixed something in the game because a lot of people didn't like that feature, so they fixed it. And now with Nintendo Switch Sport, there's like a period where everybody can play the game for free as long as you have Nintendo Switch Online, and they're testing things out. So like,
yeah, but did you hear about that? That you can't. They announced today, I guess, you can't share anything from that playtest, like screenshots or videos or anything.
Oh,
it's like it's an open playtest. What do you expect people not to share?
I was gonna stream it.
Yeah, I wanted to stream it.
Well, now I'm happy you told me that, because I would have just gone right ahead.
Yeah,
That's silly,
I wanted to
Nintendo.
play badminton with Crystal on podcast. Like,
I feel like
it's fun.
you could argue that like, oh, maybe they don't like, if it doesn't run well, they don't want that being a lot of people's first impression of it from streaming. But you know, I don't know.
Make it a closed beta.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited either way. I'm really excited to play it. I never had Wii Sports, so I never got to experience it.
The Wii Sport was my freaking life. When did the Wii came out? It was in 2006, right?
2005, 2006 sounds about right, I think.
So I was
God, I'm old.
8 years old. Or 9?
Oh my god.
No, wait, I was 10.
I was in college.
I would have been about 12 then. Oh boy.
I was in elementary school, so Wii Sport was like a big part of my childhood. Like, it was freaking bonkers. We would have like bowling parties with like our freaking Wii remote, or like tennis parties. Like, I don't know. So
That happened in college too. So.
Really?
Okay, but the question is, did either of you know anyone who sent their Wiimote through a screen or anything like that? Because I remember seeing so many of those videos when the Wii came out.
No, I never knew anybody who did that.
Rosie, why are you?
I may or may not know. Not across the TV. Not across the TV, but like, you know, the how's it called?
Wrist strap.
The wrist strap. It wasn't like clipped off, so I just like let it flying like right through the wall, and I'm just like, ooh.
Oh god.
And of course, because it's Nintendo product, like nothing was broken and everything, like, so
No, they're
it was
usually pretty
okay.
durable.
So yeah, it may or may not happen more than once. Because I guess that's just me, but you know.
I liked how when they were showing off the Switch Sports, they made sure to like note, like, oh, I have my wrist strap on, I have lots of space around me, and it's like, yeah, you know what you're talking about.
That was so funny. When he freaking yeeted himself out, I was just like, okay, I guess this is where we are.
Affection says Nintendo wants to end the 3DS era and concentrate on Switch and newer consoles, since I'm sure they'll announce something new in the next few years. So we've kind of talked about this on the podcast before, but Tidus, do you have any guesses on what like the next Switch or Nintendo console is gonna look like, what it might incorporate? I know it's a big question.
I really don't, because I don't, but the thing is, I don't see how they can get away from this, like having a portable, because they're not going to split again. They're not going to bust it into two, a portable and a home console, or at least I don't think they would.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they get away from the Switch model? It's hard for me to envision them doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like, and I guess it's kind of like why I don't want to think about a new console, because just like, what are they gonna make, like a freaking DS Switch with like dual screens that you can like pop up or whatever? Like, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the Switch is still like kind of like still new for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ready to move on. I am not ready. Like,
How old is the Switch at this point? 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5, yeah. Which is weird to think about.
It really is.
mm-hmm. It's weird to think that like a console only lives for like
5 to 7 years, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like maybe it's because I was younger, but I feel like you know, the PS3 and the Xbox 360, or like even the first Xbox, maybe it's because I was younger and I didn't saw like time flies this fast, but like I feel like it was longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you get older, time goes by fast. It feels like it goes by faster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared.
Oh, okay, God.
No, I definitely agree with what you're saying. It's like, the DS was such, or even you could argue the Game Boy Advance, like that clamshell design was so popular. And they wrote it out for years and years, all the way until the end of the 3DS. And like there was, you know, the GBA, there was the normal DS, DS Lite, DSi, 3DS, 2DS, new 3DS. Like they had so many variants, and I feel like the Switch is the start, potentially, of a new, like, model for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's they definitely gonna be like creative about it somehow. I feel like the only thing that the Switch is like missing is power.
Power, yeah.
So like they have a good concept, they just need to upgrade the power of it and make it work.
I don't think they'd actually do this, but I kind of had this idea a little while back. I think we were brainstorming during stream. The idea that, like, you know, they could have a home console as the next Nintendo system, like powerful home console, and then if you wanted to, you could get a handheld that would essentially sync up with it, kind of like the Switch does now, which is less powerful, can still run things, but it's going to be downgraded a bit. So that they still have, because they know that they have the handheld market corner, because no one else is doing it, other than the Stream Deck, I guess, but or Steam Deck,
basically,
whatever it is.
So basically, like a Switch Vita almost.
Almost, yeah. That's the only idea I could come up with, because I know that they're going to want to keep doing this, but.
Right, and if they did that, then they're selling 2 pieces of hardware to you.
2, yeah.
But then again, Switch, as opposed to one console per household, has become like every member of the family gets one, so they don't really have to worry about that too much. Unless they want to double up on that, or one home console and then 4 handhelds, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I got my Switch for my birthday. I don't remember how much it cost, but I feel like it was a lot less expensive than the other, like, it would be Xbox One and PS4 at the time, right? Like,
yeah,
I guess that's how they get away with it.
It's $300 when it came out.
I think it was like about like 450 Canadian for me.
Oh, true.
But I bought it with a game. I think I bought it with like Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So I don't know if you bought it with like Breath of the Wild too?
Yeah, I got it with it didn't come packaged with Breath of the Wild. It was separate. It was just the launch day.
Okay.
console.
But you still like bought you bought the Switch and then you bought the game together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So about that price, I guess. 300 and oh my god! If only it was that price in freaking Canadian. Holy shit! Because I swear. Like, I've been talking about this a lot on my streams, but like, what you guys don't realize when y'all say, oh my god, $60 is like so much for a game. Okay, but like, conversion rates in Canadian, that game is like $80. Plus taxes, it's like $92. So like, when a new game comes out, I really need to take a decision about it because it's almost like $100. And it's a lot. Oh, was it in Canadian?
Oh yeah.
Did I pay $400? What does it?
I don't even remember. I will say though that I think my Switch has been worth its money.
Absolutely.
I've played it endlessly, so.
Oh, that was the price before. Okay, now it makes sense. Before taxes, okay. Because I thought that you meant like with taxes it was like 350. I'm like, what? Like, no, I'm missing like $100. I don't know.
So just to get into the next question here, because I'm actually curious, because I don't think I've heard you talk about this, Tidus.
Okay.
You're big into Pokemon. How did you get into it?
Okay, so I was big into Pokemon, you know, when you guys were babies. You know, started off with mine was Pokemon Blue. I would, you know, I was more of a casual fan, actually. I'd say at the start, I would get each generation. I'd play. I don't think I ever got all the Pokemon in any of those games. But I would play, beat it, do a little bit. Didn't know anything about shiny hunting when it started, and it wasn't until Let's Go when, you know, since I was a big part of Twitch, I'd start seeing people do the shiny hunting, and we're like, I want to do this too. That I really started getting into it a lot, going for the shiny love index and that, and then 2.5 years ago, some time ago, the Pokemon TCG card set Hidden Fates came out. I hadn't touched the card game in a long time. I actually had a binder of old cards that I sold when I went to college, which I am now sad about. Because that binder was about $100 I sold it for at the time. I don't even want to think about how much it would be now. But that set came out. There's some amazing cards in it that got me back into looking at the cards and buying the cards, which eventually led me to when the pandemic stuff happened and the cards were hard to get, trying to see if I could get a distributor and sell them, which I had. Now I have the store, and it's just the Let's Go and the cards combined kind of like renewed my enjoyment of Pokemon, and it's just increased being able to watch other people do it and share with the Twitch community as well.
Absolutely.
So I guess that like your motivation to create Tidus Shop was because you wanted cards for yourself and you find it difficult to find it. Was there another reason to start Tidus Shop?
It was a little bit so that I could have access, but it was more because all the people's streams I'd go to, some of the people, Vinny in the Lab, Rhinoc, and you guys too would talk about, you know, oh, these cards look amazing, you can't find any, or I'd go online and see all these videos about it. Their shelves are empty. And so if you want it, you have to pay scalper prices. So I was like, well, I want to be able to sell cards and not have scalper prices. So from the inception, January 1st of 2021, when the store officially opened, everything's been at retail or lower, regardless of what I could have sold it for on TCG Play or something, 50% more, whatever, just so that I know the people within our community could get them at the prices that they should be at. And things have slowed down, honestly, because of that. They're a little bit more ready to avail. Why come to me and pay the shipping and stuff like that? But even if ends up running its course here soon, I was happy I did it.
Yeah, no, it's really, really cool, because I remember, I'm not super into Pokemon cards, but I remember hearing, like, legit on the news about people rushing into, like, Walmarts or whatever whenever there'd be a new stock available, and just, you know, grown adults, not saying that Pokemon cards are for kids or anything like that, just,
right.
You know, grown adults running into the store and picking up everything, and just, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Scalpers are crazy.
It's really, really crazy because, like, when you think about it, those people, they're not even playing or, like, collecting. Like they just want to resell.
Yeah,
Yep.
They just want to make a profit out of it, and
it's not cool.
it's really not cool. Really, really not cool. Like, and even today, like, we have like a card store very close to where I live now. Maybe like 10 minutes away from me. So I go there time to time, and they always have, for some reason, Shining Fates. They always have a Shining Fate box, and the box is like scalper price, and I'm like, why? Like, it's so crazy because I know, like, they bought it off a scalper, so if they want to make like a profit out of it, they have to sell it like even higher than the scalper, and it's really, really unfortunate because it's sad that even like card store like have to go through this too. Like, it's not just affecting the people who are playing this, it's also affecting the people who, like, you know, they really have a physical store of cards.
Mhm.
I feel like it kind of sucks
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the end of the day.
I have a used game store in my area that I really like going to pre-COVID times, and they have a whole half of their store that's dedicated to playing card games. It's not just Pokemon; it's like Magic and other stuff like that.
Right.
And it's really cool because I'm not really into cards, but Mike and I would always go over and look because they have these glass display tables, and inside they have all the cards facing up. And they have some there going for hundreds or thousands of dollars because like their misprints are like really rare, and it's just like, this is so crazy to look into. It's really cool.
It
I
really
think
is.
the most expensive card, Tony would know, it's like the Black Lotus in Magic, and I think it's like over $300.
Yeah.
And this card is like banned. Anyway, like you cannot play this card, but like for some reason it's like super hot in price.
That's crazy.
But just like to go back to your store, you know, it's called Tidushot.
Yes.
Like, I was wondering, I know you told me once, but I have a goldfish memory. What is the inspiration of like Tidus Shot, the username, in general? Like, why do you call yourself Tidus Shot, basically?
So my biggest gaming fandom, at least up until a few years ago, was always Final Fantasy. I grew up loving RPGs and that series, especially Final Fantasy 3, or on the SNES it was 3. It's actually number 6. Was just like such an amazing game. When it was released on PlayStation in the Anthology Collection, I'd like beg my mom, was like, I have half the money. Can you put up the other half? I just want to be able to play this, because I would get Final Fantasy 3. Or it was expensive, and it was on SNES, and I never owned it. There was always a rental shop I had to get it from. So the fact that I could actually get it was super exciting. But then when I was in high school, Final Fantasy X came out, and I was a big fan of 10.
Yep.
Henceforth, Tidus. And in the game, there's the Blitzball, which, you know, the underwater game. And Tidus's dad was Jet, and he had his own special shot, the Jet shot. I was like, well, why isn't there a Tidus shot? And I just put that together and left out one of the S's.
Nice.
I love that.
I tried to play this game early last year, and I actually locked myself up in the game where I just cannot go back. I'm like trapped on this bridge,
Yep.
and I am not high level enough, so I need to grind. But like, the thing is that I cannot go back to another area. Like, I'm trapped forever on this bridge. And I have to be this Sephiroth guy that is not Sephiroth. That is like interested in Yuna. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yuna, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I love it.
so I gave up. I throw ends at the underwater baseball game or like volleyball game. I throw ends so much, but I wanted the achievement. So I think I spent like 2 hours trying like to win the game. And then when I won, I realized that you don't have to win to continue the story, and I was like, well then, here goes 2 hours of my life that I will never get back.
You'll always have the frustrating memories, though.
Yeah, so I want to start fresh, and I want to play this game on stream.
Do
That's
it.
fun.
And
Have you-
it was supposed to be the next game I would be playing on stream, but then Nintendo was like, "Hey, Earthbound," and I'm like, and now I'm trapped in this game because I'm getting killed by fucking rats, and
Earthbound is-
and it frustrates me.
It's tough at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I finished Final Fantasy X for the first time fully last year. I say finished. I got up to the final bosses because it's not a Final Fantasy game if there aren't multiple bosses at the end.
Of course.
And I was playing it on Steam and it crashed just as I was beating. I
Oh,
won't say
no.
it, but one of them. And I know that there was another boss after, but I think that one's kind of like you're guaranteed to win sort of deal. So I was like, no, I won. I just watched the ending on YouTube. I'm done.
So neither of you played 10-2 then?
No, not yet. I want to. I'm interested. I've heard
I'm really
mixed
excited.
reviews.
Because I have people in my community that really despise this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, but what's wrong with like Yuna being an idol? I want that in my life. She's cute and she has guns.
Well,
Like, what is wrong with that?
and there's outfit changes galore because your outfit changes with your class, and yeah, I like 10 better, but 10-2 is unique in a way that I think is good.
Mm-hmm.
It separates itself from 10 enough.
Mhm.
I'm really excited
So-
to try it.
I guess that speaking of Final Fantasy, would you say that Final Fantasy X is your favorite? Or would it be 6, the one that you talk about?
I hate picking favorites.
I
You
know.
people ask me Pokemon like favorite, but I've never picked a solid one. If you talk about numbered Final Fantasies, 6 and 10 it's definitely between one of those two. Not numbered, my actual favorite Final Fantasy game might be Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh yeah.
I love that game so much. I don't know how they haven't re-released it on the console, or I can get the platinum trophy on it. It makes me sad. I've tweeted to them actually, swearing it's like, "Where's my Final Fantasy Tactics remake or re-release or anything?" That being said, Project Triangle Strategy comes out I think next
Yes.
month,
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm hoping will scratch my itch.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited for that game because I played the demo, and like for me it's like the perfect like mix of like what I like about Fire Emblems and what I like about JRPGs. So I'm just like, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, I heard so many good comments about Tactics. On which console was it released? Was it like on GameCube?
PlayStation 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You might be able
Yeah.
to. Oh no, you said they never really released it like on a virtual
Mhm.
console
No.
or anything.
PSP and Vita you could play it on,
Oh yeah.
but it was never released on a home console.
Mm-hmm.
Heck.
And
Oh,
there were Game Boy. They were saying Game Boy Advance. There was Tactics Advance and Advance 2, so there were additional games, but to me they weren't the same. There was no permanent death in those, so it was just like kind of like they made it like a kid's story, which is
Yeah.
fine for those for the younger kids. I mean, it was a Game Boy, but it just didn't hit the same for me.
That's fair. Are you thinking of getting? I know that it's coming out soon. There's the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters, and I know 6 is coming.
I was actually just told that recently. I haven't really been keeping my eye on the masters. Maybe it's just random message I've seen where I've seen a lot of people haven't liked the remasters. I don't know if it's the art style or whatnot, but so I never really paid a lot of attention to it. But I mean, I'll definitely look at if 6 is re-released there and it looks good, then I'll definitely consider it.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people have issues with it's a little bit the art style, but it's a lot of like the font. Strangely, a lot of the font in game, people are just like, "Oh, this is horrible." But there's mods and stuff on Steam now, so seems like people are fixing it themselves. No, I'm excited. I was hoping they were going to announce it for Switch because I want all those on the Switch, but then they
Oh
didn't.
yeah, that would be amazing.
So I can
Well,
dream.
we all want to play like all of our games like in our bed right now.
I do.
Yeah. And But like, I guess it's a like it said, it's a pixel remaster, so I guess it will be good on the Switch. But again, Queenix cannot even port like PS2 games correctly without being cloud version. Kingdom Hearts.
I'm so upset about that.
Me too, because heck man, crying in my bed on the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 is like probably one of my dreams that I cannot even do it because it sucks. Did you play Kingdom Hearts, Tidus?
Me? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've played. The only one I haven't played thus far is the Melody of Memory, or
Yep.
but no, I played all of them. Like I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be, but when 1 came out, I was all about 1. Simple and clean, still get those feels. 2, Chain of Memories. There's a lot of hate on Chain of Memories. I enjoyed it. And yeah,
you are officially not human. You are a being that is able to enjoy stuff like that. God. I have no coordination, so I just cannot play this game at all. I want to give a try to the GBA version. Maybe
I was gonna say, which one did you play?
Yeah, the GBA version, in my opinion, is better, actually.
I played the collection thing. I actually have. I have it.
There it is.
Yeah, I have all like the games in one, but yeah.
But yeah, with the GBA one, you don't have to worry. There's one less dimension to worry about. It's not a 3D plane. You got the up and down, basically, is all you have to worry about. So it might be a little bit easier to get your hands around.
But that you are asking me to do 2 things at the same time, like running around, not being hit, and like shuffling the cards.
You mean like running around and throwing Pokeballs?
Okay.
Points taken.
Fine.
My defining moment with Chain of Memories will always be, for anyone who doesn't know the game, Donald and Goofy aren't permanently with you in that one. You have to summon them in occasionally as you get them as cards. And Donald, because he's a magician, when he comes in, he has a chance of casting any one of a number of spells, but it's random as far as I know. You can't, have any say in what he casts. So I'm fighting Vexen, an ice boss. Donald, this duck, he comes in and he starts spamming Blizzard, and I'm like, you're healing him? And I was having so much trouble with that boss, and it just really ticked me off.
I mean...
That's Donald to a T, though.
Yeah.
It is. He can't heal me, but he can heal my enemies.
Oh, that makes me think. I saw a TikTok the other day. It's someone at Disneyland, and he sees Donald Duck, right? So he's like, hey, Donald. And Donald turns around, the mascot thing. And he's like, why did you not heal me in Kingdom Hearts? And then Donald is like throwing him all the sass over him. And I'm just like,
goodness.
How, like, you would think that like Donald would have been like, they probably don't know about this, right? Like, the person inside Donald, I mean, but like they played it off and like, it's so funny. You love that TikTok, CC? It's amazing. I love it. I'm gonna need to find a link again to share it with everybody. But
Please,
it's a
I
great
need to
TikTok.
see that.
I think I already sent it to you once, but I'm gonna send it to you again.
Send it to me again.
Yes, I will.
So, Rosie came up with this question yesterday, and I thought it was very interesting. We were talking a bit about it as my phone goes off earlier. How do you balance your streaming with, your family life? You have work, you have your shop. How do you balance all that?
Poorly.
How do you adult?
Honestly, I get less sleep. I don't get a lot of time to game outside of when I stream. And the only time I have to stream, girls are asleep, but my time with my wife is after that, and then she goes to bed at 10, and then that's when I don't sleep and I come stream. After stream, if I have any orders, I pack them up. If I was trying to do like YouTube there for a while, and it's just like I do it poorly because I have bad time management. So I do it with lack of sleep.
Oh no.
Hey, well, you get it, folks. Just don't sleep.
Just
and
exactly.
To adult and to stream.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm guessing that like streaming with like, you know, 2 young daughters, it comes with like their own challenges and like own troubles. I remember I'm not sure if you still do this. Like every Friday, you would play Jackbox with your wife.
We still do that, yeah.
You still do that, like, and like I just don't know how you guys do it. Like because sometimes like your daughter will be crying, then you have to take care of it and blah blah. And like I'm such like a perfectionist in my stream. I don't want nothing to go wrong, and you just like chill about everything. Like okay, the baby's crying. Fair, I'll go take care of it. Sil, you take care of the chat. I'll do things, and I'm just like,
Well,
how
I mean,
does he not panic?
you like the perfection, but I think you know deep down that there's no such thing. So you just gotta handle it as it comes. Most of the time on Friday, the girls are in bed or asleep by the time we start. But when they're not, one will come running into the room or something, and we just say, "Okay, time to go back to your room." One of us will take you. And the fact that there's two of us hosting helps. It's like the other one can stay with the chat and keep playing or whatever, and the other one take care of the girl, and we're all good. Hopefully, as they get older, it's not something I need to, more or less hide and do at night. After they go to sleep, it's something I could do on a weekend day, and they can, say hi or join me or do their own thing. I had an idea at one point that if they start liking to play games, that I actually have a channel I made years ago called Dad and Daughter Games, where it would be kind of like the journey of them learning how to play games. It just hasn't hit that point yet.
That'd be the cutest thing in the world.
That is so freaking cute because so many people are like, oh yeah, don't put your children on the internet because like they're too young to understand. But like I feel like at this point, if you're doing it, if you keep like always your children out of it, they gotta be curious and they want to know, and like I feel like it's a good thing that you want to integrate them into like your life and your passion, and you share this kind of stuff with them to show people that like there's nothing wrong with internet and nothing wrong with video game as long as it's managed well, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's such a cute idea. How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
No, they both turn their birthdays are 5 days apart. They're both one turned 2 and one turned 5 in November.
So do you guys do like birthdays together for them, or is it like one birthday and then like 5 days later next birthday and then
so far we've done joint birthdays. I'm sure at some point in time they'll complain about it, but until they do, it's a lot easier to do one and done.
Yeah.
So cute. Did you do the typical like gamer thing where you would like put like 3 starter Pokemon in front of them and they would choose their starter?
No, I haven't done anything like that. They do know who Pikachu is and Piplup. That's about as their extent. And I have there's these plastic and metal Pokeballs that some product comes in sometimes, and the 5-year-old is always taking those. I have to tell her not to throw them around.
I'd probably still throw them around knowing me, but like, that's adorable. I love that.
So cute.
Sorry, just catching up with chat.
Yeah, me too.
Affection's saying there's no such thing as adulting correctly. I don't think I'll ever be a good adult. I agree with this very much. I think we're all just faking it until we make it.
Pretty much.
Hi Pepper, how's it going?
Pepper. Random, what on earth? There's these cute bear emotes that I keep seeing, but that one has like a mustache. And it's just like,
yo, were you seeing that? Like earlier in your chat, like they were using this berry build and they were just like sending FUs to each other.
I did not see that.
And I'm like, okay, I guess that's their newest relationship, like just like flipping off each other. Yeah, this one. This one.
I love that.
I love it too. Plushies are too expensive for a single use like that. Your daughter knows Eevee, so by default Eevee is her favorite. It's so cute.
We're here for that. Best one.
Hi Jeff, hope you're doing well.
Okay. I know you said you don't like choosing favorites earlier, but now we gotta know. Okay. So you can list off multiple, that's fine. I know I do it. Do you have favorite starters and favorite like Pokemon in general, maybe?
In general, for some reason, Krabby always comes to mind. And maybe it might be the anime that where you introduce them, and it's this weird thing where he clips up a stick and then he gets caught with no problem. But again, Krabby always comes to mind, and then I'd say Munchlax and Snorlax are up there as well. I'm almost a Gen 1 purist, but there's plenty of other gens that I like Pokemon in, but those are the ones that usually come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
What about you two?
I have my list.
You have your list?
I have a list too.
Rosie, she turns around.
Your list is your display back there?
Pretty much, but I don't have all my favorites though. My favorite starter is Cyndaquil.
Same.
He's the best. I do have a Quilava plushie here. Right here that I really, really like. And favorites. I always have to look because I just love Pokemon so much that I like so many of them. I never said I like Pokemon. Well, now you know I really like Pokemon. I really like Pokemon. I would say my favorite evolution is Umbreon. So I would say like Cyndaquil and Umbreon are definitely up there. Wooper, Quagsire, Mareep, the whole Mareep line, Sandshrew, Bulbasaur, Pikachu. I feel like part of my favorites is just like the whole Generation 2 list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I just love Gen 2 so much, but for me it's the best generation, the best story, the best post-game, the best everything.
I think
So you were really hoping for that Let's Go Johto.
Same.
I kind of don't want it.
I want it.
I kind of don't want it because I don't want them to ruin my favorite thing ever, you know.
True.
Not necessarily because I feel like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are not good. It's just that I don't know who in Johto fills up the role for Pikachu and Eevee.
That's true.
I know a lot of people said Pichu and Meryl.
Yeah, I don't know. So like, I love the art style. I love seeing like the Pokemon moving around. But honestly, now that we have Legends Arceus, I want Pokemon Legends Spring Onion Fairy, aka Celebi, or like whatever like mythical they're gonna be picking up the list. Legends Togepi, I don't care. Like, I want to run around Irkutsk City and I want to see the tower burning.
Same.
You want to see the tower burning?
Let's see it actually burn. Let me see which Pokemon were inside.
Let me reformulate that. It's kind of dark now that I think about it, but you know, I want to see the story behind like the Ho-Ho Tower and the Lugia's Tower, and like how like the creation of like Raikou, Entei, and Suicune. Like, you know, there's so much lore in Johto, and I feel like that's why it's my favorite.
That's definitely the same
Let's
for me.
go Unknown A and Unknown B. Oh my god.
No, I think, I guess we can kind of talk about this because I know this is going to devolve into a tangent because it's Arceus. But yeah, a lot of people in chat I've been seeing have been wanting them to continue the Legends as a separate spin-off series, and I'm down for that as long as they like either put a different team on it or they give themselves more time between releases because they've been pushing stuff out really quickly.
Right.
Because Legends Arceus, it's absolutely blown me away. I haven't had so much fun with a Pokemon game in a really long time.
Yeah, me too.
Everything feels so fresh and
Same.
new. And I really want them to continue. So how have you been enjoying it?
Tons. I've just hit about 80 hours. I told you guys earlier I'm going to be getting the Shiny Charm tonight, finishing out the game like completely, where we're going to just pretty much have the Shinies left. And it's exactly what you said, and I said to somebody earlier, it's the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game in a very long time. So I can only hope they continue the series, whether they continue as the main, whether they make it a side series, I don't care, as long as they keep them coming, you know, even if it's one every 3 years, or maybe they do 1 year and then the next year they do some DLC for it, and then 2 years later we get a full game again or something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, iterate on it, improve it, and give us more.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I can really see them like going with this style. Because I feel like Pokemon was like stuck in the same formula of like turn by turn and like all that kind of thing. And one thing that I know the reason why Tony, my husband, doesn't play much Pokemon is because he just cannot stand turn by turn. And he's finally been interested into a Pokemon game for a very long while, for the first time ever. And I'm just like, yes. I feel like that's the best way to see Pokemon because, you know, maybe the anime can like ruin our idea of Pokemon, like of our imagination of like how we picture Pokemon battles like on our little Game Boy screen. But I feel like this visualization of like seeing Pokemon battles in the wild, and for me, like one of the things that I like the most is like, you know, in the older game when you would get like a battle, you would have like a static background. But now it's not a static background. And just for me, it's like mind-blowing for like a Pokemon game. And like,
and you can move around the battlefield while it's happening.
Yeah.
You can get hit by attacks.
Yeah, it's so cool. Like, it's so cool. So even though they're not like taking it the same way of like Legends Arceus, I just hope that like the battle system of like moving around and like seeing the scenery and it's like there. I just hope it stays.
Yeah. I think
what? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you guys, what improvements would you make personally?
I was going to ask that. I was going to ask you about, like, if there could be DLC, what would you want?
What could I change? Honestly, the graphics.
The graphics are the big thing.
I feel like that, at least the water.
So, like...
Oh, yeah, the water's pretty bad.
The water's pretty bad.
Like, at least the water. I would like try to fix like some, not really gameplay elements, but like, how can I say it? Like, for example, when I encounter a Pokemon and I get engaged in a battle with it, I want to be able to see my Pokédex research task to see like, okay, do I need to like hit it with like a ground type attack to get like double the points in my research task and like all that kind of thing.
Yeah, you want to see it in the battle.
Yeah, in the battle, exactly. Because goldfish memory, I don't remember anything. So I'm like, okay, I need to defeat one with like a ground type move. Perfect. I go in and I'm like, what was it again? What am I here again? So I keep forgetting. It would be like small changes like that, but otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so good. I don't want it to change in a way. What about you? 2.
I was gonna say I've been playing some because during the Nintendo Direct they announced Xenoblade 3, Chronicles 3. I've been playing the first one again, which is on Switch. It was originally on Wii. It's now on Switch. It's been updated, and after playing Arceus and then going into that game is gorgeous visually, and it runs well, and there's these massive environments. And I'm like, Pokemon could do this. It could. It just needs to give themselves a little bit more time. But yeah, no, I think the only other thing I kind of like, and I don't know how they pull this off, is I like how Jubilife Village, it changes, it grows, it expands as you play. I'd love to see other little civilizations popping up where the future towns will be, and I don't know how they do that, but like, I just think it'd be really cool to like see the beginnings of like the player's hometown, for example, or like, you know, things like that. But I don't know. That's just me.
One of the things that I noticed while I was playing is that even the theme song of Jubilife Village changes.
It does.
And in the melody at some point, you can hear the theme for Jubilife City in like Diamond and Pearl. But like very faintly, and I'm like,
that's cool.
I know where it's coming from. But I guess I just want to, well, they kind of explain it in the end game, but like I want to have like more information about like this space side riff and like how people can go back in the pass like that. Like, I just want to know more about this. I really hope that there's a DLC that's gonna be released and we can have like more lore information about this.
Mm-hmm. What about you,
In a way.
First and foremost, the inventory. Yeah, increasing the inventory is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard of.
Yep.
It's like, I should be able to go to the market and buy a $5 satchel as opposed to you charging me. Spoilers for those who don't know, it's 4.2 million is how much it costs to completely upgrade your bag.
Oh my god.
And all he doesn't give you more space. He teaches you how to organize better. And I just don't know who thought of that system. And it's so bad.
I think it's kind of, it might, at least when I first saw it, I was like, okay, this is like straight from Breath of the Wild. It's like, you know, a couple Korok seeds, a couple more Korok seeds each time, and then they just give you one more slot. That's what I felt like it was.
I think a few little tweaks to, I mean, I'm sure this is easy enough to do. First of all, it's when you get like 1 on 4 or 1 on 5, it can be a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand not having the multi-hit moves necessarily, but kind of like when you get hit, if you're too close to your Pokemon when they get hit, maybe if the opponents are too close together and you have a big enough attack, you can do multiple damage there.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see Pokemon interacting with each other out in the wild, because right now they don't. They all just fly around.
Yeah.
But like in Pokemon Snap, there's a lot of interactions between Pokemon, and seeing maybe they're fighting, maybe they're playing, like two Tidushot are playing something somewhere. It's just like having random interactions with Pokemon, I think would be nice. But these are, like you said, little touches that I think would improve it, but keeping the same general gameplay and everything with it. When I heard about the game and that you're creating the first Pokedex, I immediately was like, that actually sounds amazing, and I can't wait.
There's finding a purpose to the Pokedex. Like, before you would just like try to get one and like, okay, we're done. But now, like, you actually have to do research for it, and it's super cool.
Yeah.
Man, I was about to say something that like I want to change. Oh, like in the wild, if it's like 4 against 1, why can I not throw 4 Pokemons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Like, why, like, what prevents me to only sending 1 when
Actually,
there's like 4-1 attacking me? Like, I'm just like, okay, well, okay.
I'm actually more confused about when you're fighting an NPC and they send out like 3 Pokemon. It's like,
Yeah.
wait
Yeah.
a minute.
It's like,
So
excuse me?
out in the wild, I can do whatever I want, but this is supposed to be a fair fight, right? And you're sending out 3?
Yeah.
What is that about?
I had that with, I think her name is Irida, the other day on stream, and she sent out it was an evolution, and then there was a random little Eevee off the side, and I
Eevee, yeah.
legit thought that it was just a random Eevee that had spawned, and it somehow got
Yeah,
sucked
me
into the
too.
battle, and I was just like, what are you doing?
Me too. Like, when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess a random Eevee just like spawned in a while. I'm like, okay, this is like intense. Like, wow, Pokemon can join you. Like, this is big. But then I was watching a streamer playing it, and I'm like, oh wait, it's actually one of her Pokemon that she's sending.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I know it's like technically before the time of official double battles, but like, come on.
But then how are
Come
they
on.
doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can they do it and I'm not doing it?
Actually, I think that's kind of a neat idea, the fact that it's a battle, but like people aren't really, there's no established rules or regulations just yet. So it'd be cool if, like, you know, there's a quest line, and I'm not saying they'd do this, but there'd be a quest line like where someone tries to like steal your Pokemon. And just like, you know, you have to go chase after them and like with your other Pokemon and just
Like
How
Pokemon
cool would that-
Colosseum!
I mean, yeah, you know, my favorite. But stuff like that, like figuring out how the current day rules and regulations, why can we only carry 6, you know, like stuff like that. I think they kind of mentioned that no one can handle more than that, but I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and even like the NPC tells you like, you can only carry 6, but like, no one asks question why. We
Yeah.
just do it. And I'm just like,
Okay.
How about that random note that, as you all know, Pokemon can shrink? It's like, oh, excuse me?
Excuse me.
I didn't know that, sir. Thank
And
you.
how does this piece of wood and iron force them to do so?
Mm-hmm.
Magic, Disney magic.
Disney.
Like,
No,
they couldn't
no.
have said anything to like explain further. Oh, another thing I just saw. voice acting.
Yes.
Because there was so much dialogue, so many cutscenes that could have been avoided with like voice acting. And it didn't need like a lot of voice acting either. Like I was maybe expecting something like Breath of the Wild where only like important characters can talk to you. So like, oh, my voice was dead as well. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, clearly they're catering to
Chugging honey
streamers so
like
that we have
this.
something to say while we're,
Yeah,
while we're
really.
playing the game.
My voice was completely shot. I think before Sword and Shield, I didn't really think. I was just like, yeah, you know, Pokemon, I'm fine without it having voice acting. Then you got into Sword and Shield, and the first thing it does is start you off with that big, like, speech by, was it Chairman Rose, I think was his name? And, like, that was awkward. And then there was, I think it's Pierce, I think it's his name. He's one of the gym leaders.
He's supposed
Gym leaders,
to be
yeah.
singing at some point,
And
and
it's-
he's just like,
Awkward as heck, and I'm like, what are they doing? So hopefully in the future, maybe we can dream.
So do you think to make a lot of this happen, they'll, if there is another one of these, that it'll be on the next iteration of console to try to help make things easier?
Oh, you know, maybe.
'Cause 2 to 3 years is about, you know, the right amount of time, depending on when they get started.
If they put out a new Legends game as like an early title on the next system, I'm like all in right away, day one.
As if you wouldn't be anyway.
Oh yeah, you know me. But like, I don't know, that would be really cool. I did hear recently, and I think the interview may have been like a year old, but someone from Nintendo saying that Switch is like halfway through its life cycle, which I guess would make sense, but I don't know, for a while there I was almost expecting them to come out with something, like at least announce that they're working on something, but maybe they're gonna ride out the Switch a while longer.
I think it will last a little bit longer than usual, just because they're having so much success with it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
yeah, hence why we're not having like a new Mario Kart. If 8 is still selling. But like 8 is still selling because it's the only Mario Kart.
Yep. Maybe that can be a good segue. Tidus, how did you enjoy the most recent Nintendo Direct?
I liked it. I didn't get to sit all the way through, but I looked at the summary of the news afterwards. I'm actually, you know, as much as you sounded kind of down about it, Rosie, I'm really excited for the Mario Kart. It's one of the few games the wife and I play together, and so having 48 new courses over the next year and a half is awesome.
It's crazy. Like, I think there's already like 48 courses in the game.
There are, so it's doubling.
It's doubling it.
Yeah, like
For
I
less
don't
than
have to
half the price of the
complain
game.
because I'm technically having it for free because I have the expansion pass, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But like, even if I didn't have that, I feel like $30 for 48 plus courses is still good price, and like,
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
half the
It's
price
so
of a
good.
new game.
yeah, and I'm super excited. Like, one thing that I don't want to happen is like just what they did with like Mario Party Superstar, because I feel like that should have been a DLC. Because like I said a bit earlier, for me a brand new game is like almost $100.
Mhm.
Do I want to play like another $100 for like a new Mario Kart if it's gonna be the same thing? Like, no, I want a DLC. That's way affordable for me, you know,
Yeah.
and more affordable for a lot of people.
I think when I first saw the Mario Kart announcement, I was really ticked off because one, I was hoping for Mario Kart 9.
Right.
Not that I have any
I
ideas
guess we
for
were
what it
all
would be.
hoping for it in a way.
But it does make sense. It is. I think it's still actually like in their top sellers list. It's usually in the top like 5 at least. I think even no matter what comes out. And that game came out like what 2014 on the Wii U, I think, and then it got ported to the Switch. Like this game is old
Yeah.
these days, but it's still really good. I'm excited to try out courses that I've never tried out, like Coconut Mall and all the ones people keep talking about.
Coconut Mall is good. Coconut Mall is my childhood. But also, like, maybe the reason why we're still not having Mario Kart 9, except of like the fact that like it's still selling well, maybe they just don't have any other idea of like what kind of gimmick they can put into the game. You know?
Yeah.
Because my train of thought is, if I cannot think about something, then probably like they have no idea either. A little bit like the Switch. I have no idea what they can do to like surpass the Switch, except of like performances. And I don't feel like nothing can top Mario Kart 8. Like I don't know what kind of gimmick they can like put, like trains. It's a Mario Kart. Like I don't know.
Trains.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll just evolve it into Nintendo Kart.
I'd still really. I think I've heard Miyamoto's against that, but I'd have so much fun. Just make it Smash style, but like with carts.
Oh my god! If they put Kirby in Mario Kart.
We already have it. Don't we have a little Mii outfit with like his little helmet? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. I don't remember.
No, I don't use the Mii's.
I don't either. Heck, what was I gonna say? Oh, your girl's blanket. Oh, if you had told me like a couple weeks ago that we were gonna be seeing Splatoon 3 on the Switch, but Mario Kart 9 or whatever comes after probably won't be, I would have been like, what do you mean? We've already had Splatoon 2 on the Switch. That was first on the Switch. And Mario Kart 8 has been on the Wii U and then the Switch. So, like, I wouldn't have expected it to go this way, but I'm not necessarily against it. Cool with it.
I'm trying to think of everything that happened on the Direct. I know there's the sports.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch sports.
Yeah.
That should be interesting. Everybody loved bowling back in the day. Kirby is looking fun.
Yes.
I've never played through a Kirby game, but this has my attention. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how the reviews are on it.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited to be Kirby.
I was gonna say you're gonna totally swallow some cars.
Yes.
Definitely. I'm just saying, Kirby's trying to steal my pink dump truck brand, and I approve it because everybody can be a pink dump truck.
I just that game is going to be.
That makes me think.
Okay.
I made Crystal play Kirby's Adventure on the NES very recently. I challenge you to play this game because it's on the NSO and it's super cute and it's super short and I love it so much.
Harder than it looks.
It's not harder than it looks, but it's so fun.
I'm not good at 2D platforming.
It's okay. You did have like a good. You weren't lucky either because like the game crashed too. And I never seen a game crash
Yeah, that
on
was
the
fun.
NSO before, so.
That was fun.
But yes, if you never play a Kirby game, there's a ton of Kirby game on the NSO. Please go play it because Kirby's my baby and I love Kirby games.
Advance Wars, I'm a little excited about. I played a little bit back in the day, and that's the tactical gameplay I was talking about earlier with tactics. A little bit more simplistic, but still fun. You might have to remind me what else we might have. Xeno Chronicles 3 seems like a game I should enjoy, but I couldn't get into the first one, so I never continued with the series. What else was there?
I'm trying to think. There was
Earthbound?
There's
Earthbound.
Earthbound.
That's
I've never
my
played
baby.
Earthbound. Always heard about Earthbound, and so the fact that it's got the first two now,
Remind me.
I will get to it at some point.
Remind me.
It's really, really good. We also saw Splatoon 3.
Right.
Which I'm happy about personally because I was worried they weren't going to bring back like the co-op mode. I'm not very competitive, but I love doing Salmon Run co-op with people, so that's exciting.
I don't know a lot about Splatoon. I played a little bit of, but I heard that Salmon Run before it was like timed, like you couldn't do it all the time. It was just like they put down certain days you could play, and then other days you couldn't.
I think so, yeah. I always just
Wasn't that only for Salmon Run though?
it was
Well, that's what I'm
only
saying,
for
for
Salmon
Salmon
Run.
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just heard a lot of people loved it, and I was like, it's weird to have, not there all the time.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I always I had people who would like be like, oh hey, do you want to come play? And I'm like, sure. So I never really pay attention to when it was on. I hope that they don't do that because that is a little bit weird now that you mention it.
It's weird, but it's also cool that it has like opening hours. Like
But what if you just want to play one day and it's not that day?
It's just not there, yeah.
yeah.
I think my other thing with Salmon Run, and I know I understand the reason behind it. They made you there was like set weapons for each time it was open, like 4 of them, one for each person, and it would just change which weapon you were using each round. But you didn't get to choose. So sometimes, like I'd never played with like the buckets, for example, calling out random here. But they would force you to use a bucket, and I'm like, gosh darn it. Just me bucketing all the paint everywhere or ink.
And you're seen like as the worst team member because you just don't know how to use a freaking bucket.
But it's trying to teach you how, I guess, and get you out of your comfort zone. But I like my comfort zone. It's nice here.
Yeah,
don't
it's
make
nice.
me move.
There was also Mario Strikers that was announced too.
Yep.
I've never played a Strikers game.
Neither have I.
No. Me neither. All I know about Strikers is that when Waluigi wins, he points out his crouch when he wins.
Does.
And that's the only thing I know, and I think this is the only thing that I need to know about this game to be loving it. Oh, Chrono Cross was also announced.
Oh, the remaster, that's right.
Yeah. That's exciting because I really want to play Chrono Trigger too.
Yeah.
I don't know if is it on the Switch?
I don't think so. I know you can. I think there's a version of it on Steam.
But isn't it Cross like the sequel?
Yeah. Well, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah.
It's not like a direct sequel.
Okay, got it. Because I was about to say it's weird that we don't have like Chrono Trigger then. If like we have Chrono Cross, what about the people that didn't play? But it's okay if it's not like a direct sequel.
Yeah, I think there's some passing references or something.
There was also a game that was only in Japan before. I think it's called Live Alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
I'm
looked
super interested.
Really like that, like 2.5D thing that they're doing. They did Triangle Strategy. They did it with Octopath Traveler. They're doing it with that game. I think it's gorgeous and it looks really, really interesting. I don't think that's a game I'll stream. I think it's just gonna be for me, but it looks really good.
I really like the concept of like different scenarios. And like there's even one where you're supposed to be like a caveman, but it has like no dialogue.
It's just emojis.
It's just emojis, and I'm just like, okay, that sounds dope. I can't wait to be a freaking Fred Flintstone.
I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, there's a really weird one that I had no idea was coming. Very excited about it though. There is a Disney kart racer that's coming out for free, and
free to play.
I still don't understand how that's gonna work, but like the idea of Jack Sparrow driving a car.
Yeah, they're gonna charge you for new racers and courses.
It's gonna be full of microtransaction. I can smell it from here.
I'm unfortunately probably
Disney,
gonna be all over
like,
it.
I'm sorry, but like Disney doing free stuff, it's not always free. Trust me. If there's one thing that Disney love, it's money.
Yeah.
I play the free stuff. I just don't pay the DLC. I like 99.9% of free stuff. I never. It's like, you got me to play, but I'm not spending that money. If you wanted my money, you would have had a complete game and paid. I'd have paid the one time and been done.
Yeah.
I'm not. Most of the time, I'm not into DLC, or at least not that kind of. Not the microtransaction, cosmetics, new character type.
I'm really looking forward to that one. Apparently, Chocobo GP is also free to play. I didn't know that. I was gonna buy it.
Is it?
I'm really hyped for that one because Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the Chocobo racing game?
Yeah.
With Vivi?
Yes.
Yes.
Cute. I'm kind of happy to see a lot more racing games coming on over. I know that we had the Crash Team Racing. We've had the Sonic. I don't remember what the Sonic one was called, to be honest. There's a Hot Wheels
Sonic
one.
Racing?
Was it just called Sonic Racing?
Well, the first one might have been that. The second one was, I think, Team or Sonic Team Racing All Stars Battle Royale or something.
Yeah, like. But I'm happy to see it. I enjoy racing games like that. So.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about Nintendo games, but like, do you are looking forward for like new games that are coming out like on the PlayStation 5 or?
Yeah, one comes out Friday. Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes.
Exciting.
I completely forgot about this one. You have a PS5, right?
I do. Yeah, Pokemon. The only I wouldn't own a Switch if it wasn't for Mario and Pokemon more. but because PlayStation is what I consider my console of choice for the most part. I love my trophies. I love my single player story games, Last of Us, Uncharted, yeah, Horizon, all those. So I love my story based games. So yeah, Horizon I'm very much looking forward to. Project Triangle Strategy I'm looking forward to. And some ones that I don't know if I'll get right away, but looking forward to, like we mentioned, the Kirby game. Those free racers I'll check out for sure. Those are the big ones. I can't think of anything else that's... A lot of the time they don't announce things too far ahead nowadays because they realize they always have to push them back and delay them.
Yeah. I think of what else that's coming out. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2, I think that's gonna, or whatever they're calling it, is gonna be massive whenever we hear about it.
I haven't played more than an hour of that game.
Oh my goodness.
For me, it's I'm not really good with the directionlessness. It's just like, here you go. And I'm just like, I want to point on my map. I know I need to go. You're telling me I can go in whatever I want and just find what's there. It's just, it's off-putting to me. And even though I pre-ordered that game, I have this super big box collector's edition, and I bought it before I even owned the Switch, just because, it's Zelda. But I started playing it, and I didn't never continue.
Well, I heard a lot of people that yeah, I couldn't get into Breath of the Wild because it's like too open-minded, and I like having a direction. And for me, this game is like still pleasing for my brain because I'm just like, ooh, shiny things. Ooh,
what's that?
Ooh, what's that? What's that? Like, it's so pleasing, and I feel like that's why I love Arceus so much. It's because it has like this openness. But I have to say, it still has like a storyline, like you have areas that you cannot go, literally, if you don't have like a specific Pokemon mount, unless you're a butthead like me and you just go on your wild deer and you like
jump across
smashing
rivers.
the buttons and like forcing it, like
yes.
But yeah, like.
But with Pokemon, there's an objective. That's the thing, and the areas are a lot more self-contained. Breath of the Wild is one massive area. This is, you have this section. It's still a pretty big map, but it's still limited. I know what I need to do there. I have my mainline quest and things like that. So it's a lot easier for me to get my head around.
Yeah, no, like I was about to say, like, you can, like, technically, if you're wild enough, you can just
go
ahead. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's almost like you're doing your own objective of some sort. And that made me think, like, it's possibly the reason why people are not getting into Animal Crossing as much is because there's no objective.
Yeah,
really.
And that's why I played Animal Crossing for a few months, and then I haven't really touched it since. And it's because, like you said, there's not really an objective. But I understand, and I'm not the creative type though. For those who are, I can see where it's just like so much fun. My wife still plays it daily. She loves creating, especially with the DLC out.
Yeah. I think for Breath of the Wild, for me, I was very much the same. I would never have finished it if I didn't start streaming it, because I can literally just look at chat and be like, all right, where to next? Like, you guys lead me, because I have no idea where I'm going.
So the chat was your objective markers.
Yeah, they were my guides.
Jump.
Moon jumping.
Moon jump. For fuck's sake.
It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I think the other thing is I actually got into Bugsnax because of your streams of it. And we're expecting the DLC at some point for that. Are you going to be
early 2022?
Early. Are you going to be streaming that when it comes out? Do you think you're just going to play it yourself? Do you want it?
Well, since as I said earlier, I don't really get a chance to. Like Pokemon is easy enough where I can do it in bed.
Yeah.
But if it's especially if it's a PlayStation game, it's my only time to play is when I stream. So I will definitely be streaming it. I'm curious to how long it'll be. If it's just like one additional little area, or if it's an island with multiple areas. But yeah, I'll definitely be playing that. I'm looking forward to see what new Bugsnax are about and when this takes place. Like, do they go back? Is this beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the ending of Bugsnax was probably like the thing I was expecting the less. And
Yeah.
I feel like they marketed this game so good because like you even have like the jolly song and you think it's gonna be a happy game, super fun, super cute.
It was weird. I loved it. I loved every moment
loved
of
it so much. I loved it so much. I'm glad that I saw your playthrough.
Yeah, that was the PS5 release.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember I was creeping in your stream that day, and I think you were like waiting to go and pick up your PS5, so you were playing it on
PS4, yeah.
on PS4. Yeah, I remember watching that and just being like, I'm very jealous that you're getting a PS5. I still haven't found one.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're not here, unfortunately.
Well, when they are, they just like poof,
Gone.
gone. Like
Yeah.
so many people that I know, if they have PS5, it's because they just gave up and they bought it off from a scalper.
Yeah.
No, I actually was able to grab 2 because I knew a friend who wanted one, so I was able to get them one as well.
That's
That's
so
really
nice of
cool.
you. That's so nice of you. Yeah, no, I don't know anybody who has like legit. Like they bought it off the store because it just getting scalped and like nobody's doing anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have more trouble getting a hold of the new Animal Amiibo card.
Oh,
The console that I
too.
want.
That too, but it's more like because Nintendo just don't print them or enough of them.
It's like
And it's frustrating because like a PS5 I can understand because there's like a global
Right.
shortage of like the chips and stuff.
Right.
But now we're talking fucking cardboard. Like
Nintendo makes their own scarcity. That's how they
know,
do
I
it.
know,
And it's just
I know.
yeah, stop doing that.
But I'm not like as keen to get a PS5 now because all the games that I wanted they are gonna be on PC, so I'm not like too fussed about it.
That's kind of how I feel as well, actually.
Yeah,
Still want
because
one.
I think Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be on PC, right?
16? I'm actually not sure. I haven't been keeping
I think
too
they
close of an
announced
eye
it for
on
PC. Hold on.
I don't know. Very little I know about. I never played 15. First number Final Fantasy. I never played. Yeah.
You don't want to be in a boys band?
The boy band, though.
You don't want to be in a boys band?
15 was very different. It was very different. I know it's very, like,
I tried the demo and I was just like,
divisive.
No.
But then again, I like 13 more than a lot of people did, I think.
I want to get into 13 because I think it has the ability to be really cool. It's just I was looking up online. I was playing it for like maybe about 10 hours. I'm still just running through like the corridors and stuff.
All right.
And,
it's very linear till the very, very end.
Yeah, I looked it up and I'm like, all right, when does it start to open up? And they're like, oh, you know, like 20, 30 hours in. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Like 3 hours before the end of the game or so.
Yeah.
I just look it up. It's only gonna be on PS5. But there's
Well,
also there's only no release date, so
you have time. It's cool.
we have time. But that makes me think
I
like
agree, Sterling.
Final Fantasy is more linear, yeah.
I watched like a documentary on like Final Fantasy 13 and like how bad it is, and I'm just like, do I want to play it? I don't know. Like, not that it's bad, but like how of a letdown it was for people, kind of.
I
Back in the day when it first released, and I'm just like,
one day I'm going to sit down and play it. Like, it'll happen. Just to say that I have, because I know a couple of people who absolutely love it, and it's just like I want to find out why. I want to sit down and like actually give it the time, but
from the little that I've seen, I feel like it's the characters that are like just fucking boring. They were like
maybe.
a wall, and I'm just like, okay. When your game is all about like making bounds and like everybody is like emotionless, it's just like, especially the main character, Lightning.
I wonder if maybe she opens up more later. And Tidus, you can let us know.
Yeah, I don't. There are one or two of the characters. Lightning is a little bit more flat than others, but a lot of the other ones are really expressive and they're not like emotional like walls or anything like that. So I think when you play, you'll see a lot more of it. But But the gameplay, I think, also saves it a lot too, because I had a real fun time with the gameplay, and switching between the two different systems that they have there. And yeah, the linear thing doesn't bother me as much. It would have been nice to where at some point in time you could have traveled back or something like that to areas, but I mean, even Final Fantasy X, you could say was linear because you were literally running down corridors the entire time.
Yeah.
And then you just at some point in time got a ship, and then you can just go back to the different cities.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that when I was playing 10 as well. So I'm like, maybe I am ready to go and check out 13.
Unless you're trapped on the bridge
Rosie.
before battling
Seymour.
Oh yeah, that is his name, Seymour. Heck. I don't remember what was the nickname that I gave to him. Because I would play and I would like message Crystal on Discord, like giving her like live reactions. And I remember I gave him a nickname, but I don't remember what is it.
I mean, knowing you, it was probably like Seymour Butts or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
I like that.
Or Seymour bitch or whatever. I don't know.
I was gonna say though about like flat and emotionless characters, like I love Final Fantasy VII. It's always gonna be my favorite. Cloud is he's just not great at the beginning, and we all can admit that. And I think I haven't finished 8, but I think Squall's the same at 8 as well, just very flat. He does a lot of like dots and stuff like that. Like I think eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, they're usually the quiet brooding kind.
Yeah. So I assume Lightning's somewhat similar.
I would hope so. I never played 13.3, but she's got her own game at that point, so I would hope so.
Yeah. Pepper. What other questions? I think we've gone through most of them. I feel like there was one other one.
I'm going through like our...
Oh, you're trying to find out what you called Seymour?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing that I find is like, Yuna can die? Question mark. No, she has to be with Tidus. And have mini Tidus and mini Yuna and being together alive. I can't have another Heron. And then my game crashed. And then I stopped playing.
Thank you, Pepper.
Oh yeah, we do love the beard.
Oh yeah, loving beard.
Oh heck, what was I gonna say? Tidus, have you watched any, I don't know if you're much into anime or anything like that, have you watched any Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
I've seen very, very little Full Metal.
Okay.
Like, maybe scenes, never even full episodes. My little brother is big into anime, but my anime knowledge is very limited. Cowboy Bebop. That's about it.
That's fair. I was gonna say, though, sometimes the live reactions that, like, you know, Rosie and I have, or the mods or whoever get off stream are better than the things that you guys get on stream. I think my favorite...
Death Note's another one.
Death Note, yeah. I think my favorite was Rosie convinced me to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I was getting really into it, and then I had this one character that I really liked. He was really nice. And I'm just messaging Rosie, and she's keeping her mouth shut about him. And then I get to this next episode, I get to the ending, and I just message out, "Oh," to her, and she's like, "You see."
Yeah.
It's always fun.
I've never understood Brotherhood. Is that a remake or a sequel, or?
I'll let Rosie explain.
Yeah, basically, when the first Full Metal Alchemist anime released, it was to a point that they caught up to the manga, and the manga was like really not to be close to be finished at all. So they actually like created an ending for it, and it's really not the direction of it. So after that, the manga was finished, which was like approximately like 10 years later after the first anime was done. They finally decided to like remake completely another one that is like completely faithful to their original story.
Okay.
So to make like things separate so people don't confuse it, they call it like Brotherhood. So like if you are interested into Full Metal Alchemist, which by the way everybody should because it's one of my favorite anime.
It was fun.
The one that you want to watch first is Brotherhood to know what is the story. But if you're still interested, because I watched the first Full Metal Alchemist anime first, and it's really different. It's still cool, but
A little different.
it's really different. It's really different. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, it's the kind of ending that makes you go like, okay, well then, fine. It's like Kingdom Hearts-esque. Like you're just like, what the fuck, and you're just like, okay, I guess I just have to move on and like deal with it. Okay, I guess it makes sense.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I have.
We all need to watch Sailor Moon more.
We do.
I agree, Pepper.
I just thought of a question actually, Titus. You were talking about how you got like a collector's thing for Breath of the Wild earlier. Do you have a favorite piece of gaming merch or collectible or something like that that you've gotten?
I don't get a lot of special editions. It's a lot of clutter for me where I don't really have space for it. I mean, the best thing that came out of that Breath of the Wild Collector's Edition was the case, my Switch case that I still use to this day. It looks like the tablet.
Oh yeah.
In the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really don't have a lot. I do have a small collection of gaming art books. And my wife has started to a couple years ago, like on holidays and stuff. She'd get me one. So I have like The Last of Us, the Uncharted series, and these nice like leatherback type like things that are really nice. I've got this one, Valkyria Chronicles was a game that really surprised me back in the day, and it's one of my favorite PS4 games, and I got this little tank.
Oh, that's cute.
But if you guys haven't played Valkyria Chronicles and you like a tactical RPG, it's anime art style meets like full roaming. You have a full roaming map, but you're like a third person as opposed to going into a battle or anything, and it's a really good, like, well done tactical RPG.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like bird point of view, just like Fire Emblem?
A little. Well, when you start your turn, you have a map that will show everybody. You can change it to a map; it'll show everybody from a bird's eye view. Then you switch to a third person, like behind the shoulder, where you have a bar. And then when you start moving, the bar goes down, and so you can move as far as the bar doesn't go. And then instead of magic and stuff, you are using guns because this is like a war. And so you're aiming. You've got lancers, which can help take out tanks. You have your healers. You have scouts. You have snipers, and they have different. I wouldn't say abilities, just traits. Like if this person is close to this person, their accuracy goes up because they're really good friends or something. Or this person doesn't like this person, so their defense goes down and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff you have to think about. But it really surprised me when it came out on PS4, and it ended up getting 2 sequels in Japan that we didn't get, or we got this second one on PSP randomly, and we never got the third one. And then we finally got the fourth one, like I don't know, 8 years later or something.
That's so cool. It's like one thing that I liked so much about the Fire Emblem series is that if like 2 characters likes each other, like they're gonna get like special moves and stuff. And yeah.
That's
so
really
I'm very interested. I think I'm gonna nudge you about like the name of the game again because
yeah, it's really cheap nowadays too. Like I see it on sale for $7 or $8 on the PS4. I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's on Switch. But it's on Steam and PlayStation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I have it on my Steam wish list because the name sounds incredibly familiar.
Speaking of collectibles, you're really into Pokemon cards. What would you say is like your favorite, like fondest memory of like your favorite Pokemon card, or like just your treasure memory of like related to Pokemon cards, or like collecting Pokemon cards in general?
Well, the memory that comes out the best isn't necessarily a favorite, but so there used to be a pawn shop when I was younger that was close by, and that's where I would get Pokemon cards. Me and my younger brother went. We bought, I don't know, 1 or 2 packs each or something. But this is base set, because again I'm old, and I pulled Charizard, base set Charizard.
Oh.
Wow.
And my brother still claims to this day that he told me to pick that, and it was because of him, and that's a lie. But anyway, me being, I don't know, stupid or something, I decided, you know what? I could probably get more, I could probably get some equally good stuff if I sell this back to the pawn shop and just buy more packs. So I literally sold it back to the store for like $25. Got like 4 or 5 packs, and all of them had absolutely nothing in them. So again, to this day, I'm just like, how stupid was I back then
Oh my god.
to have done that? That's the only time I ever owned a base set Charizard. So yeah, that's the memory I remember the most, besides selling my binder when I went off to college.
To be fair, as cool as the base art, the base set Charizard is, I don't feel like it's a cool card.
Oh no.
I don't
What?
feel like it's a cool card.
I understand it at this time. Just
Like,
base set and maybe jungle, that was the card.
yeah, no,
that
exactly.
people
Like
look
back
for.
in the day, it was
I
like
forgot.
the cool card.
Got the gold version.
There it
This
is.
is
Oh,
well, this
nice.
is the gold metal one that came in a premium thing. So this is actually you can't see it, but it's a metallic card, and it's still into this little plastic. But that's what it looks like, minus the little sheen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it's still a cool card, but like, I feel like nowadays people are looking for like that specific Charizard, and I'm like, yeah, but like, look at how all the other cool Charizard cards that you can have who is like so much more sick and like have cool poses, and you still want this basic Charizard, you know what I mean? I
Well,
guess
I mean-
it's just because it's like the basic one is like the first release and etc. But like,
And that's the thing. It's more of I think, a nostalgia thing than anything.
it's more the nostalgia.
Because I have the
I agree. Pink,
the evolution
it should have more pink in that Charizard random.
version, which is
Oh.
except this is a graded one. But I prefer, like you said, there are better ones out there. I prefer the nice shiny one.
Yeah, like this
That's
one. This one is
cool.
cool. This one is cool.
So yeah, there's a lot of cooler ones. Like even the new set coming out this week, they have the character art cards, and so you have one with and the art is basically anime style. You have a Charizard cuddling up with Leon.
Aw.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of cool art styles that Charizard has.
But yeah, I just like. But back in the day, it might have been like super painful.
But back in the day, it was painful after I opened and found out I got nothing,
Oh,
Yeah, no,
God.
definitely.
and now it's just painful in general for getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I always like to ask this whenever I find out people are into Pokemon cards. Did either of you play a Pokemon card trading card game CD-ROM, like a video game, as a kid on the PC? It was.
No, I
I
played the
see.
Game Boy game.
I had the
seen
Game Boy one too.
videos. I seen videos of that CD-ROM
Mhm.
with like the character's mouth, and she just like is terrifying.
It's cursed.
It's so cursed. But I actually have the Game Boy one on my 3DS.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's so fun. It's really, really fun. It's on the virtual console.
Yeah.
And it's super cute. I really like it. It
Yeah.
actually teaches you how to play the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
that's really my only experience with it was that. Oh, I just shook my desk. It was that game on the Game Boy and on the CD-ROM.
I don't know if I can like grab like a screenshot pretty quick.
Try to grab it because it's something. But I always really liked the art on the cards I grew up with. So I guess it would have been like the really early ones.
Mhm.
And I always like to tell this story. My mom, being smart, she knew that I could stop wetting the bed as a child, but I just need that little bit of extra push, that little bit of extra motivation. So she's like, all right, I bought you a pack of Pokemon cards because it's the 90s and we're all in Pokemania. For every night you wake, or every morning you wake up and your bed's dry, you get a Pokemon card, and the very first card I got was a seal, and I have such a soft spot for that Pokemon ever since. I still remember the card. I don't think I still have it.
Smart though of your mom.
It worked. I was just like, heck yeah, give me Pokemon cards.
Still trying to look for the screenshot of like the girl, because again, curse.
there was also, I can't remember which content creator this is. There was someone who I watched who would tell the story about how when they were a kid they loved Oddish. Oddish was their favorite Pokemon. No reason why, they just really liked Oddish. So on the schoolyard, they would trade away all their Pokemon cards for everyone's Oddish cards. They just wanted Oddishes. So like, you know, all these cards that they probably traded away that were probably like better or whatever. Just for a big collection of Oddish.
It's amazing though.
I love that.
Oh my god. Okay, I found like one screenshot, but it's like when you're playing the game, it's like not one of the cutscene with the girl.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure I can.
They're on a mission.
It's
need to
because
share
like
it.
the thing that like it's because the full name of this game is like Pokemon Play It 2-player set. That's the name of like the game. So
Okay,
like,
yeah, I know what you're
Google-
talking about. I never
Google
played
is
it,
like-
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Google is like super confused because there was like too many words. Hopefully.
I know that there's videos on YouTube, so you can like
Yeah.
hear it.
So I think this is gonna work. I put the link in chat. You can see the CGI picture of like the girl.
There she
It's
is.
so terrifying. And on top of that, of course, they are using fucking Comic Sans as a default font. So like, you know, horrible, disgusting.
I can still hear that game. Like it's just burned into my memory, but I loved it.
Sorry, Kero was in the room and I was just checking on him.
Oh, we're here for cats. Don't worry.
Oh, here we go.
Kitty.
Here he goes. Hello, Kero. You have cats, Tidus.
I have 3, yes, but none of them jump on the desk.
How do you manage that? Like, do they train them that way, or?
I don't know. They'll jump on our kitchen table. They'll jump on our beds, no problem. Or they never touch this desk. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Even when it's clean, it's not clean right now. But even when it is clean, it doesn't matter. They just don't go up here. Probably nothing interesting for them.
Maybe.
Before
Maybe.
we went live, Rosie, you got up to get your coffee, but I got to see Rascal. I got to see one of the kitties.
Oh.
I was very happy. I have been
Oh,
blessed.
Oh, little kitty cats.
One of them just went into the laundry room. Hey, there you are. Come here, Rascal.
Rascal.
Nope.
Rascal?
No, he
Little
ran away.
rascal.
No, he's like,
Little
no.
coward.
Yeah, Kero is here because he knows that he can get like the thing sometimes.
Oh,
I
yes.
cannot say the word because I am 100% sure that Kero learned this word in English, what it means. Like I cannot say it in French. I cannot say it in English. Maybe if I tried to say it in Spanish. But we all know what I'm talking about. So he's trying to act cute and everything. He's gonna give me the key. Oh, now he's smelling Scorbunny.
Oh,
Wait. I know. Big
He's
boy.
so cute.
He's a grumpy. Yeah. Quoi? Uh-huh. Oh ouais. Oh là là. Oh là là. Ben oui.
Water
I
bottle,
know.
says Pepper. That's how we got. I'm guessing Fred not to get onto Random's desk. Ollie would be such a little button, he'd just knock them over. Like, that's Ollie. Something's in his way, knock.
Just he doesn't care at all.
Just look
Sunny,
at
it's a little bit the same thing. Like, if there's something in her way, she doesn't knock it up. She just like.
I know
Oh,
nothing
she's
on my
getting
desk keeps them
distracted.
away
Mhm.
because when we do Jackbox, we actually have to do it from our bedroom, so everything's on the bed. And Kiki's always rubbing up on the mic or against their laptop or whatever. But they just
Aw.
never touch anything here.
That's lucky.
But yeah, when Sunny wants to go somewhere, she goes. She doesn't care. She knocks down thing. She just goes.
Yeah, that's cats for you.
Yeah. Hein, Caro? Hey, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Yes, I know. Are you a good boy? T'es-tu un bon chat? T'es-tu un bon chat?
He is being such a smush right
Oui,
now. Look at him.
oui. Qu'est-ce qu'on donne aux bons chats? Des crinkling? Oh oui, tu veux des crinkling? Ouais, okay.
Sit here
I'm
and
gonna
bub on
give him
you.
some. I'm gonna give him some because
Oh,
he's actually
oh,
good.
oh.
So, yes,
think-
score.
And I think it's gonna be like the first time giving him treats on the podcast. Okay, two. Toon?
Oh, he is so invested in that treat box.
Toon? And now I have to hurry because he actually drools on the little lid. Here we go. You guys see him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
He's so cute.
It's a cat cast?
Cat
Instead of a
cast. Comfy
podcast?
couch cats.
Comfy cat chats? Does it work?
There we go.
Okay. Assez fini, ne plus. And he got what he wants. So he's gonna fuck off really soon. Like, see how he was cuddly with me?
And now suddenly, no touching.
What? Ne plus. Ne plus tu manger.
I got what I wanted.
And now he's like old, so he's like processing the fact that he's not gonna have any. Fini. No, you're staying! You're trying to prove a point!
He's like, maybe if I stay and stare, I'll get more. Oh, wait, no,
Oh,
there he
there we go.
goes.
There we go. Alright, over.
Oh, my goodness. I think
I
we
like the
only-
subtitle for Rosie's French to Kero, displayed as picture of ice. Wow, okay.
I think we only had one other kind of question. I feel bad because you said you don't really like picking favorites, but we always talk favorites. Do you have personal preferences for the Pokemon games? Like which ones like more than others, maybe? Any of them could be spin-offs.
I'm particular to the Johto games as far as main series goes. Arceus, obviously, the new. I mean, I hope they keep going in this direction, even if it's side, whether it's the main, I don't care. I just want more of it. There's a little-known game called Pokemon Conquest that was another tactic.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Tactic style RPG, and I have a copy of it on. I don't think it was 3DS.
I think it was DS.
I think so
I'm not
too.
sure.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I think Tidus
we
is frozen.
yeah, he's frozen. He's trapped in time.
Oh, there we go. I think
Oh.
we're back.
Oh,
We lost your
stopped.
mic.
Yeah, we lost you.
Can't hear you, no. At least we can see your
Yeah.
captions.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't think he can hear us, so we'll wait just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Came out around.
But we all
Gen
know that the
5.
greatest is always Colosseum. So like, that's the only right answer. Pokemon Colosseum.
Only answer.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he goes!
Yay!
I mean, I've had it to where my mic will not work at the beginning, but I've never had it cut off in the middle. It's weird.
Just
Yeah, your whole thing was like froze up, like the camera and like the mic. So that's funny.
But
So
yeah.
what were you saying about Pokemon Conquest?
So I was just saying that was, they haven't done another game like it. That's the only one of its style. So, but I enjoyed that one a lot. I never played the Mystery Dungeon games, but I know a lot of people enjoy those.
yeah.
What's that? Look, Rosie gave me. Yeah, Let's Go, I think, was really fun for what it was. It introduced us to overworld shinies, and we never wanted anything different after that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that's it. Sword and Shield was fine. The DLC made it a lot better.
Yep.
I would say if you like tactical JRPGs, Mystery Dungeon is really different because it's more like dungeon crawling almost, but it expects you like to plan out everything, plan out every move because you have like all those Pokemon coming in every single direction.
Right.
And like every time you take a step, it's like a turn.
It's like grid based.
So, like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's really turn-based. I really think it's pretty cool, but I feel like it's really hard to get into. And like you actually have to play the game like maybe an hour or two before really getting it. I know you didn't really like it, Crystal, which is a bit unfortunate because I love Mystery Dungeon so much.
It's
but-
like I'm just not into tactical stuff. It's like too much big braining for me. But I really wanted to get into it because I like the idea of like, playing as a Pokemon and like interacting with them and stuff.
Mm-hmm. For me, the thing for those games is not really the gameplay, but it's like the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to say before Kingdom Hearts, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon are the game that legit made me cry and sobbing to the point like, like Forrest Gump kind of tears.
Yeah.
Like you would everyone cry at Forrest Gump. And like I feel like it's the same thing with Mystery Dungeon. Everyone cry at Kingdom Hearts, and like it's a very emotional game. Like when you play like those randomized Pokemon music.
Yeah.
And I'm just like sad music. Like I'm literally sobbing because I remember those moments in the game where like I'm just crying. I'm just crying. You're not human. You're not human, Brendan.
Poor Brandon.
You didn't cry. But it's really, really emotional. So like if you can get over the tactical stuff, you're not gonna be disappointed. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So since you kind of brought it up, I'm just curious, what's the first time you guys ever remember crying in a game? Or because of a game?
Kingdom Hearts. I got to the ending of the first one, and it was just Sora saying goodbye to Kairi, and I just broke down, because I had never played a long game like that. It's one of the earlier games I had finished, especially with voice acting and all that. And I just got to the end, and the song started playing, and I'm like, this is horrible, but I want more, so...
I was 23 when I first played Kingdom Hearts. And even though I watched a playthrough of you, like I didn't cry when I first saw Crystal playing the game. But when I played, I cried. And like it's so different to see someone playing a game and like playing it. And like Kingdom Hearts is this kind of game where like it really gets you invested. Even though it's cheesy and like I don't know, it really made me cry, even though like I knew it was what the ending looked like. I still cried when I played it. What was the game that you cried?
First one that I remember was Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
And you know when.
Yep.
I'm still not over it. I'm still not over it because
yeah,
when
you
it
had your first playthrough recently, right?
Yours was traumatic.
Like I'll always remember when that moment came up. Jeff, who is actually in chat, enabled emote only mode, and I'm like, oh no,
oh no,
oh no, is it where it's happening?
I think I saw that.
And let me tell you, I had to see that cutscene twice or even 3 times because I was crying so much that I couldn't see anything during the boss battle, and I died. And because it's an old game, I have to rewatch the whole thing again and again, and I'm just like, no.
I can't imagine what they're gonna do for the remake.
So okay, when I first played through the remake, I didn't do it on stream. I did it privately, and I'm sitting next to Mike on the bed. And there's this instant, spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, where Cloud meets Aerith for the first time, and you're walking down this street, and you hear the music start, and then I got emotional. And then there's this moment where she freezes, and then you see Sephiroth come up and grab her shoulder, and I immediately was just like, don't touch her! Don't you dare touch her! Like, I got really into it. So, if they... I'm not looking forward to whatever part that is. Part 47 is probably right, Brandon. Like, I'm not ready.
But we were talking about it, Crystal. I'm guessing that you played the remake, Tidus?
I did.
Did you? Yeah. I think that moment is not gonna happen.
Oh, yes. What if they change something?
I think it's not gonna happen because I have a theory that, like, Aerith came back in time so she can change the future.
I love all the lore and the theories for remake because they're definitely going in a different direction. They're doing something.
Didn't they say in an interview that they were going to be more faithful going forward?
I wondered about that. I heard that they were like, oh yeah, we're going to be more faithful, but then at the ending of part 1, they're like, you know, things are going to be different. And it's just, it's conflicting, but...
Right.
I don't know. I think if you think about the main story of Final Fantasy VII, again, spoilers for a 20-plus-year-old game, Aerith has to, in the story, she has to die so that she can summon in the live stream at the end and all that stuff. So it's like if Tifa was the one to go instead, I don't think it would work quite the same. Or if Aerith doesn't go, like how is that going to change things? I just worry they're still going to do it, but it won't be at a time that we expect it. Like we're going to go through the ancient city or the ancient capital or whatever,
Right,
and
it
she's
won't
going to
happen when we
survive,
expect. Yeah.
and then it'll be at a different time, just when you're not expecting it.
Yeah,
So.
or like, regardless, it has to happen because she has to do it kind of situation. Oh no.
I
really
also
don't want her to. I don't want her to leave that.
I think
I'm still gonna touch my theory that she's never gonna die. We're gonna see her happy.
Well, if you don't ever play the sequels, then you're
she's fine. She's fine.
Yeah. Right. If I never play part 2, she never dies. Haha, thanks. Oh my god. But yeah, I just don't know. I'm so excited for it. Is it coming out?
There's no
Like this year?
announcement.
Yeah,
Okay.
they haven't shown anything for part 2, but
I
I think they said they're mostly done, but they still haven't shown anything.
Okay.
I'm so ready. I was gonna say though, it's kind of funny. I remember hearing and reading interviews from the director of the first one, who I think came back for this remake, and he said that he wanted Aerith's death to not be this huge cinematic thing. He didn't want it to be like, just want it to be like a flash and then that's done, because that's sometimes how it is. And he made one of the most iconic death scenes in a video game. Like, it just completely flipped around. So I do wonder if he's going to try that again. To make it very quick, sudden, I don't know, I'm not ready.
Are we not never ready though? Like,
it's gonna be 5 years from now, and it's still too soon.
Too soon.
Exactly. And I actually got spoiled that moment. So like, I guess I knew it was about to happen. But even though I knew, when I first see Jeff triggering emote only mode, and I was like, oh
like,
no.
Now.
It still hurt me so bad in the feels. And I feel like we're never ever gonna be ready. Like, if I'm going back to playing FF7 right now, I think I'm still gonna cry at this scene because it's so perfectly written, I think I'm always gonna cry at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 because it's just so perfectly written. No matter what happens. Just like I cry every time I watch Forrest Gump, I'm just a very emotional person. I always cry all the time. No?
That was a sarcastic no.
Oh, okay. I'm like, no? Oh, I'm like always super invested into my games and my characters and stuff, so.
Maybe on a similar note, have you guys ever cried on stream to a game? I know Rosie with Final Fantasy VII, but like anything else?
I cry every time on stream. Always cry.
I don't believe that I have.
I think you always been close, but you never cried crying, right?
Which
You
one?
see me talking to Crystal.
Oh, Crystal, yes.
Oh, I sobbed during Spirit Fair. Spirit Fair got
true.
me. That game's horrible. I love
True.
it to pieces. It's not a bad game. It's just, it will hit you. It has so many different ways to hit you because there's so many different characters who go in that, and it's just, there's going to be a story in there that relates to you somehow in one way or another, and it's going to get you. They wrote it really well. So, if you don't want to cry on stream, don't stream that game. If you don't mind, do it. But yeah. I hope the voice acting for that part is really good. Honestly, if you guys haven't seen, Aerith's voice actor is a streamer. She streams on Twitch.
Her reaction to
seeing herself, she's lovely. She's honestly such a gem, and I love watching her. So if you guys haven't seen her already, I can't remember what her name is.
Her Twitch name or her name?
Both.
Both, okay.
Let me look it up for you guys.
You really don't have emotion, Brendan. Really? Like, I don't, well. Yeah. No.
So her name's
I don't take it
Brianna
back.
White, and her Twitch is The Strange Rebel. That's the name. So if you guys want to go check her out, she's
Amazing.
it's weird to listen to her because she does sound like Aerith, and it's just like, what am I hearing right now? What do you say? Especially when she did a playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and you hear her talking over herself as Aerith. It's just like,
It's so trippy. It's so trippy.
It is, yeah.
But it was super emotional seeing like her reaction and everything to, again, herself. Yeah, I feel like we don't have any more questions at all.
That's about it. If anyone in chat has anything,
yeah, do you guys have any question for Tidus
that we may have missed because we've been ranting about Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. I'm gonna go see on Twitter if like somebody like wrote a question, because I did make a tweet that said if you have any question about for Tidus, like make sure to comment. Let me see if we have any. If not,
random note for
fine.
anybody who hasn't played Final Fantasy Tactics, you can actually get Cloud on your team, and you do see Aerith in the game.
Okay, might need to go play that then.
Yeah. Is Sifa in?
No. It's just he's like, there's a couple of characters that you can get but don't have to, and at some point in time in the game you run to her name is Flower Girl, and depending on how you interact with her, will either unlock the option to get Cloud through like a set of side quests or not. And then he has his I don't know why I can't remember it now, his limit breaks, but only if you you have to find his Buster Blader, which is on a specific map in a specific location. So you have to go find that, otherwise you don't get his ability.
Interesting.
So, Random is asking if you have any thoughts on the Sonic movie 2 and 3, I think, was announced as well, even though the second one isn't out yet.
Yeah, I think they announced a side movie with Knuckles, or a side series, or as well. Production. I haven't seen the first one yet.
Same.
I own it. Actually, I have it like but I was Black Friday Blu-ray or something, but I haven't watched it yet. So I'm glad they did the character model change. I'm sure everybody in the world is. But other than that, it looks decent. I mean, Jim Carrey looks like he's back to his old self. His old type roles, and they seem to have gotten the action right with it. But I don't have a true opinion because I haven't seen the first one.
Have you played a Sonic game?
It's been a while, but I played like the OG Sega ones. I have not played any of the recent ones.
I see.
It's been a hot minute. Actually, there was a Sonic JRPG style like combat game though. It was on one of the handhelds. I forget what it was called, but I did play a little of that.
I'm
Just
sure
because,
Random
hey,
knows.
turn-based.
Chronicles, he says.
I just have Sunny like right there, and she's speaking at me, trying to tell me it's food.
Oh.
And she's so sweet and cute. You want to come in?
Thank
you
you
guys
for that
actually
shout
see
out,
her?
Mandolin. I can't see her on
No.
the stream.
No, okay. No? Okay. She just wants to be in the corner and like look at me without blinking. Just like in the horror movie.
If we don't got any more questions, Tidus, is there anyone that you would like to raid today?
Let's see.
Not to put you on the spot, but
No, it's okay.
And one of the mod shout out Tidus for the last time.
yeah, please.
Thank you very much.
I haven't already followed Tidus, so
I'll be on tonight getting my shiny charm.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be
Yes.
creeping. Do you want to let us know when else you stream and like what you stream, maybe?
I stream. My schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Monday is always Pokemon Day. We start with opening cards, then we move on to one of the games. Oh, somebody just followed. I got my OBS is open and I got the alert.
Oh, there you go.
So whoever did, thank you. So there's that. Monday, Wednesday is whatever I feel like. Friday we start with Jackbox earlier than the other streams. All the streams start at 10 p.m. EST except Friday starts at 8 with Jackbox, and then 10 o'clock comes to a regular stream, and then Saturdays again whatever. I'm trying to move Saturdays to a community kind of like gaming thing. So if anybody wants to play Dead by Daylight or
Ooh, yeah.
I know there's a Pokemon Unite anything basically. I'm usually up for it then. And it's been all Arceus the last few weeks for obvious reasons, but with Hidden West coming out Friday, that's what I'm going to be start playing. Normally is Forbidden West with Arceus on the Mondays.
I know Mike and I are going to be creeping into your streams for that because Mike always likes to find someone who's like quieter to watch at night while I'm asleep, so like he's going to be all over that.
Yes, I generally am fairly but all right. So I'm thinking we're going to go see somebody playing Earthbound.
Yes.
Whoa.
And you guys, at the very least, you've heard of her, whether or not you follow Spacey Invader.
Yes, I've heard of this name, but I don't follow.
I know.
Okay,
Spacey is wonderful.
Yeah, she is. She is
Invader?
really. It's gonna be a very long while since I hang out in her stream because we generally stream the same time, so she's lovely.
Yeah, she mixes up between nights and days, but mostly it's during the days now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, am I at the right place? I think I am. Okay, cool. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes, she's playing Earthbound. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, I like her background. Okay. Let's get a raid going. If you guys want to copy down that raid message, if you don't have the emotes, you can just copy down the text. That's cool.
Exactly.
Tidus, thank you so very much for being on with us. My goodness, even it's kind of impromptu, but
Thank you for having me on. I had a good time. It's always nice discussions. I don't have a lot of people in my IRL sphere to talk gaming with, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
We're really glad that we had you over today.
Mhm.
Once again, if you guys want to take a moment to go check out Tidus, especially you're gonna be streaming tonight at what time again? 10 p.m.
10 p.m. EST.
Okay, so it's a long time from now. I cannot do math. But,
It's about 6 hours.
About 6 hours.
6 hours. There we go. So feel free to come on by then. I'm gonna be trying to be lurking, but I usually go to bed at like 9 p.m. So
I completely understand. People are usually either in bed. I find I'm pretty good to fall asleep too. So
yeah, exactly.
In like a really good way.
Exactly.
well, whatever way it is.
So thank you so much for being the first guest of our second season. It was so nice to have you.
Again, thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yes, and the next podcast is gonna be only me and Crystal, and I believe that's gonna be
2 Wednesdays from now. The
yeah.
raid
Whatever day
timer's
that
almost
is.
done, and it's gonna kick us off soon. Fair warning.
It's gonna be March 2nd.
Oh, day before my
Just
birthday.
before your birthday! Yes!
Nice.
Awesome. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so very much for watching. I'm sorry to rush, but the raid countdown's gonna kick us off in a second because I know it does that.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.